Yo, what's up everybody? Today I'm gonna make a quick tutorial about how to set up containers like chests and stuff like that, and how you can make your own custom container widgets, for example. So you basically design how the chest is gonna look like from the inside once you open it. So yeah, let's get started. First off, we need a chest model. I already made one, which is this one right here. So there are two ways, there are multiple ways to go about this, to do something like that. I'm going to show you the best way, in my opinion, with using the built-in container function the RPG in a Box engine provides you with. And I'm going to show you later also a way that you could script it, but that's not as, just in my opinion, not as good as the container function itself. So first of all, we have this chest object here, which I pixeled. I'm not gonna make a new one. You just have to basically make whatever you want the chest or box or whatever you want to make should look like. You pixel it as an object, and then you make a second frame, which has an open animation. If you want to have your chests, if you want your chests to have an open and close animation, then you have to make a second frame where you like change the model up a bit. So I have these two frames here for this chest, and I made an animation that is open, that I called open, which goes from frame 1 to frame 2. So if I play this, it opens, and then I also made an animation that I called close, which goes from frame 2 to frame 1. If you play that, it's closing. You can also skip this and just don't use an animation if you want to keep it very simple. But yeah, that's how you would set up the animations if you want it to open, to look like it opens in game. So we have the model, the object. Now we're gonna place this object into our map. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna place this chest right here. So now you choose interact only. You can see how it erased all the navigation points because the object, if you go to the model properties, the object is not passable, obviously, because it is a chest standing in the way. So it erased all these navigation points. Now you can adjust from where the player is supposed to be able to interact with this chest. So I'm gonna make it interactable from the front, from the left, and from the right. Because if you make it from behind, then he's not gonna see the proper animation playing. So I'm not gonna allow the player, in this case, to open the chest from behind. Alright, so now we click on this chest, we go to entity properties. And now here we can choose, here it says, if you scroll down, it says item container. Now it's off right now. So if I click on this and I put it on, I have more options. So here it says container widget. This is, right now it says default. If we go to the UI editor, into widgets, and we go to the item container, this is what the default item container widget looks like. So if you click, open this chest, this is what you're gonna see, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 2, 10 in total storage slots in the box are gonna be popping up for you. So if you want to change this, like we are gonna change this now to make it a different widget, a custom one. So what we're gonna do is, again, we're clicking at the top at the plus add widget, and I'm just gonna call this chest. You can call this whatever you want. And now we're gonna go to widget tools and put in item storage slots here. I want this to be a little chest, so I'm only gonna put in 4, and I'm gonna slim the height and the width down. So this is gonna be the chest for in our case. I am also gonna call this chest, and I'm gonna give it a show close button. You could also make it draggable if you want to, but I am not going to do this right now. Initial position, probably center is the best for opening a chest, because otherwise, because if you want, if the player interacts with the chest, you want the player to see the chest inside, the chest widget at the front, and not like somewhere at the side, because that might be confusing for the player, and he might not even realize that the chest actually opened. So we go back to the map editor, we click on the chest object again, and now in container widget, if we click on this drop down where it says default, we can assign the new container widget that we just made, which we call chest. I'm going to assign this. Now we can also make a onClose script. I'm going to go into detail in a second about this. I'm just going to make this basic chest right now. So now we're going to call this container name. We can also give this a name, whatever we want. I'm just going to call it chest. And now at the bottom here it says items in container. Here we can assign the items that we want the chest to hold. I'm just going to assign this key real quick. Here we can see that we have assigned the key into the chest, and here we can see the stack size. We can increase or decrease this if we want to, only if the items are stackable. In this case the key is stackable up to 10, so I can stack it up to 10 times. I can't do it more than 10 times. I'm just going to leave it at 1. If an item is not stackable, let's say the sword, I'm going to select the sword, click on this plus sign here again, add to container, and it's assigning a sword. But I also cannot adjust the stack size because the sword is not stackable. I'm going to remove that real quick, and I'm going to save this. So now if we interact with this chest, it's going to open the chest widget and it's going to show a key inside. We're just going to test play this real quick to show what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to click on this, and he walks from the side, from the left side to it, and we can see right here is the chest widget, and there's the key. So we can now take the key out into our inventory. We can also, if we want to, take stuff from our inventory and put it into the chest as storage. Use it as a storage box, basically. So yeah, we can interact from that side. We cannot interact from here. If I press on here, it's going to walk around again. We can interact from the right side and from the front, obviously, as well. So now we want the chest to play an open animation and not just be completely stiff like we have it right now. So what we do is we go to our script editor first, and we make two scripts. We make the first script, which plays the open animation for the chest, and we make this second script which places the close animation for the chest. So I'm gonna make new script and call this chest open. You know, whatever you can call this, whatever. Now I'm gonna play animation, pull this in, and open. Now I make a new script, call this chest close. Play animation and call this animation close. Because that's what, if we go to our chest object, that's what our animations are called. So that's also why it's good to, if you want to reuse the same scripts and not make a new script for every single object that you have, then it's probably always best to call these animations the same for all objects all across the board. Like for example with our door. Our door is also called, the animations is called close and open, and now our chest is also called close and open. So if we want to, we can reuse these close and open scripts for any object that we have that we want to have an open and play and close animation. So now we go into the map editor again, and we select this chest right here. We go to entity properties, and on close script we assign now chest underscore close. And if we scroll up, we also have to go to this scripts drop down, click on this expand section, and now trigger event when the character interacts, then chest open. Gonna save this and quick play. Now if we interact with this, the chest is gonna play the animation open, and when we once the chest gets closed again, then it's gonna play the chest animation close. So I'm gonna click on this, and you can see here behind, I can't see it really good right now, like maybe from this angle, yeah. Here you can see that the chest is opening, and once we close this window right here, it closes. So that's how you set up a basic chest with a custom container function. So I'm quickly going to show you another way that you can do it, but a way that I wouldn't personally recommend, which is just using scripting. So if we click on this, and I'm going to just make this not a item container. And now let's go to scripts. So let's say we want to use a script to make this. I'm going to make a new script, call this loot, for example. Then the way we can the way we assign the loot in this case that the player gets from this chest is by using the function give item, like this. And if we give this item, then once the player clicks on the chest, then this item will automatically be transferred into his inventory. So yeah, if I do this right now and then I go to map, entity properties, and I go to loot, here it says give item. So once the player interacts with this, he just gets the item into his inventory. So this is a faster way basically. But the reason why I wouldn't recommend this is because currently the way that the engine works is that if you have a full inventory and you get an item assigned to you by this function give item, by this give item function, then the item will get deleted if your inventory is full. That's the problem. So if you open a container, then you can freely rearrange your own inventory and use this container box as a storage to swap out items and rearrange stuff. So it's in my opinion, it's a much better way to use the container function. And if you have a full inventory, yeah, like I said, if you use the give item, then the item is gonna get deleted if your inventory doesn't have at least one free spot. So yeah, that's why again I recommend using item container. All right, yeah, that was the tutorial. I hope I helped somebody with this. In the next tutorial, I'm gonna talk about stats, like how you can set up levels, skills, and status effects, stuff like that. And then also in another tutorial in the future, I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna make a tutorial about how to create like a faction system, where you can have like a relation to certain factions, and you can get certain rewards for doing faction-based quests and stuff like that. So yeah, again, I hope this helped to somebody, and yeah, I see you around, guys.